Welcome back, terrestrials. We're getting close to Halloween. Well, I don't know when you're seeing this, but no, it's like 6 days away at this juncture. Jerry's got his pumpkins lit up.
Hmm.
It's that time. The air is cool, the leaves are falling, the wind is blowing. It's Halloween time. So we're just gonna keep sticking with Halloween-ish movies. Um, in this episode, we're doing 1988's Flesh Eaters. We're just going to keep reviewing movies that nobody's ever seen before. I am disappointed in our subscribers for not loving Night of the Creeps. Um,
You
they've clearly
scolding?
never they've clearly never seen it. We've got very low views on that movie, and it deserves. We don't deserve whatever. The movie deserves all the views. So whatever. Do what you want with that statement, fellas. You can cut it out, Jerry, if you like. But I'm sad that
I'm
Night of
not
the
a
Creeps.
stickler for cutting, so.
Yeah, I no shit. Um, but yeah, I just I wish Night of the Creeps was more popular, so that I can wish that it wasn't once it is. Um, all right, Flesh Eaters, 1988.
Right.
Jerry, you picked this movie. What the fuck were you thinking?
I give the movie a B plus, Jacob.
Okay.
What do you give it?
Um, that's high. Uh, I mean, not obviously in your opinion, not. For me, that's high.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like a C.
Okay.
I want to say C minus, but C's good. The
Okay.
movie starts off when you start watching the movie. For me, when I started watching the movie, I was like, "Oh God damn it!" And then as the movie progressed, I was like, "All right, that wasn't bad. All right,
Right.
that wasn't bad." And it it was a series of those moments where God, this is stupid. It's dubbed over, like it got the
Yeah, but
story like you
it's
could poke
okay
through.
dubbed. Like, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean
their
it's
mouths aren't moving for a minute, except for the one guy, you know.
well, it's just like they're 2 miles away and they're talking like this into a microphone.
Yeah.
So it was like, God, with the fucking dubbing.
Right.
But and you can point the movie out. I was like, yeah, and then this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen, and then, but again, that could just be the experience of having watched a million of these things.
Right.
So what is the thing that you love about this movie?
All right. So the reason that it gets a B plus is
Sure.
because I can taste it, feel it. Man, this feels like a video rental movie. Like this is the perfect like rent a movie, like a scary movie. We need to rent a scary movie for Halloween. Okay. Takes place on Halloween. There's a bunch of Halloween
Right.
shit in it, But just because of like the let's make a movie kind of feel to it, where but it's shot well, there's no like, that scene looks really bad or something. Like the person operating the camera knew what they were shooting at, Um and I think it's people who really enjoy zombie movies. Well, what do you love about zombie movies? Well, I really enjoy just like small details in zombie movies instead of like big pictures. So like, it's like, oh, we have, the kids out on a camping trip, and then their story ends and then like the story just keeps progressing and moving on to different places and stuff. I can just see like someone being like it's an and then movie. And then it like there's a house out there and a family gets it. And then there's a Halloween party that's also going on down the street and they get zombie attacked, and there's just and then there's like some guy. fucking and his wife just having dinner and they have to get a zombie to attack. Like there's just like four different stories in this movie. And I just see the director just being like, yeah, yeah, you know. And it's the original guy from Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that that guy looks like they purposely went and found his suit and put him in it.
No, it's him. It's him.
Yeah.
I think he helped produce this movie because
Oh, okay.
the original
He wanted to
actors,
reprise his role of patient zero of all the zombies
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Like,
Uh, I think what happened was like, Night of Living Dead because they had no distribution rights. Like no one really got
right,
paid, and this was before like conventions were really big. And so
for sure.
I think he just put up the money to make a low budget shot in Pennsylvania, horror movie, zombies, and I mean, even like
Well, the
with what,
title says it.
yeah, this is the
Flesheater's Revenge of the Night
Revenge of
of
the
the
Living
Living
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, Revenge of the like. Okay, we're
yeah,
really hitting the nail on the head here. Um,
yeah.
okay,
Like they're hitting, yeah, and I mean, this is before Night of the Living Dead, the remake.
right.
When they remade it. So I just feel like of zombie movies that were made,
Right.
like next to, Return of the Living Dead, this one's pretty good.
See, here's my thing.
Okay.
You gave this movie a B,
B plus.
B plus, and then you gave Return of the Living Dead a B plus,
Did I?
or relative to that.
See, I remember giving it an S.
Oh, did you? Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Then
I remember giving
I'm
or an
mistaken.
A plus
Okay.
because of the one actor in there.
Right,
Shit,
right,
fucking.
yeah.
But
So, yeah, but for me, like, I can't in the realm of zombie movies. Was this bad? No, it felt very, very Night of the Living Dead.
right.
Um, all they were missing was Ben. Like it, that's exactly what this felt like. They tried to put this like satanic spin on it for
Yeah, with
some
the
reason, but
graveyard,
they
the grave.
immediately
Yeah.
abandoned it immediately because they mentioned witches and then there's a pentagram, but it's all it that's the first and last that you hear of it.
Right.
So then it just cuts right back into
Yeah. Zombie.
yeah,
No,
zombie, yeah,
old
the
school
zombies.
zombies. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Fucking great
So
looking
it just
zombies
felt
too.
like it wasn't really sure what it wanted to do.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, number one zombie, he looks great just because he, I mean, he's the same fucking guy. It's like he walked from one movie set to the next.
Yeah.
So,
He's a
um,
zombie. Of
yeah,
course.
I think that this movie did do special effects pretty well.
Yeah. Did amazingly.
A few times I was like, oh shit, that looks pretty damn good. When the zombies like reaching into the girl's stomach, then there's like a faceless person.
Yeah.
There's just several things that,
Bite on the neck really was
yeah,
good. There was a bite on the neck. I remember that. That looked really good.
yeah.
With the girl. Um,
But then there was things that like, okay, so yeah, the special effects did good job. Like the practical effects, great.
right.
But then there were things that I was just like, come on, man, god damn it. Like the other thing that looked real good was Titty Girl towards the end, the naked woman eating the guy in the floor of the
Yeah.
bedroom. And the guy comes in with the shotgun and shoots her with a shotgun and puts a bullet hole in her head. Not blows her head off,
That's
a
that's just
single bullet to the
no.
head.
You can't. You gotta go. Well, I know guns, and therefore that would never do that to a human body and shit. Yeah, I know
Well,
it would
no, it
probably
just shot
splatter.
this. The shotgun just shot the wrong ammunition. That's all.
Right, right.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, they didn't want. They weren't gonna splatter and shit.
yeah,
Fucking,
that was somebody's bedroom. That's why.
right. Exactly. All you had
But
was,
yeah, I mean,
because like, oh man, fucking. like when the NRA shows up and it's just a bunch of old white guys just out there just shooting zombies and like for
Yeah,
like I don't know 20 minutes or something.
yeah,
I'm just like this is hilarious. Like they're just going to every like it's over there. And
yeah.
then like I know the one of the kids from the Halloween party guy, he was in the ninja costume.
Uh,
He's like he's wandering a field and then like this guy with a scoped rifle
yeah. The old
and
man.
yeah, well, not the old man, but just the guy. There was a guy with a scoped rifle, and the guy beside him had a revolver,
Uh,
and all of them just started opening up on this like zombie, and I'd be like, no, just let the guy with the scope rifle take care of it. He'd
yeah.
probably do it in one shot. Fucking, I
I
don't
mean,
need to unload.
yeah, yeah. The they shoot the two kids that come out and they're like talking about their future and dreams and walk out and
I
get
knew
shot.
that. I saw that
I
from
was like,
miles away. You knew
I
they
I
were gonna get shot.
I didn't think they were going to get shot. I thought that they were going to come out. I literally told her, I was like, watch, they're going to come out. It's going to be bright, sunny, and then it's going to be a shot from inside the cellar with like their silhouettes facing their backs. And then it's going to be like silent for a second, and then they're going to both fall down because the zombie attacked them. And then it's going to eat both of them, and the movie's going to be over. And then I started walking to the bathroom and she was watching the movie and she was like, nope. And I'd like jumped back like this to look at the TV and I saw the scopes going over him and I was like, oh shit. And then he shot him and then shot the other one. I was like,
Yeah.
he shot the girl. I was like, yes. And then he shot the guy. I was like, fuck yeah, they deserved it.
After he's yelling,
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
old
yeah,
man was just like, "What did that zombie say?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know."
Yeah.
Fucking like,
Um,
I feel like they could have been like coming out of that cellar waving a white rag
yeah,
and like, we give
yeah, for
up.
sure.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Them zombies look like they're giving a false flag there.
Yeah, yeah.
Shoot them.
Uh
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I mean it was just I see that's the thing because like though the movie's not the greatest,
Right.
the special effects are good. Those kinds of things are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like this is a good bad movie.
It's good. Yeah.
This is one of those movies that it's like you put on with friends to watch and go haha, you know.
Right.
Um
It's
this is a good mystery science
yeah,
theater movie.
it's not high class art for like
Right.
the cinema,
Right.
like ooh, yeah, you're not going to be
Yeah.
having discussions. This is simply put a movie on
This
and
is
just watch a zombie movie. I mean, there's not much you can do, you know.
this is very much your basement like circa 2012 grabs and
Right.
fucking chips and watching movies like
Right.
that's what this movie is made for
Now,
is those types of nights.
if you're looking for a Halloween movie, zombie
Hmm.
that has like
Let-
all of those
let's
tropes,
let's not necessarily call they say the word Halloween in the movie and that's
there's a
about it.
Halloween party, there's trick or treating.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
making candy apples. The little girl. Oh man, I love that fucker. They kill kids in this movie, but
Yeah, that's
like
true, that's
the
true.
little girl's like, I want to go see the costumes, and then like the zombie's sitting there, and he just like picks her up, and I guess just bites her or whatever. But just the sense of just like oh shit fucking of zombies.
Hmm.
It's not on the same ballpark I would say as like Return of Living Dead where
No,
that
Return of the
movie
Living Dead is
really
amazing.
yeah that's real tongue in cheek like
Right.
that's real like okay we'll take the absurdity
Mhm.
but they have money to back them.
Yeah.
This like I love the small details of like all of those NRA members because that's the clothes they probably came out there with. Like,
And they
just
probably
show up,
are NRA members.
like those guns,
Yeah.
guarantee those are their guns.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um
was a little disappointed in Homeboy when they're in the house and they board the house up. and he won't let the two people in, the friends in.
Right.
Um, which, by the way, man, they went through it in that movie. They went through some bullshit, dude. They
Yeah.
showed up late to the house, so they had to go to the basement. Like they were there, and then they survived till the end and got
Just to
shot.
get fucking gunned
But
down.
but yeah, the guy turns and he's got his fucking finger on the trigger, uh, pointing it. Pointing it into that guy's stomach, and that was absolutely a real shotgun.
Hmm.
Because when she goes, look what I found, and she hands it to him, and he drops the barrel, and he grabs that box of Federalist shotgun shells, which
Yeah.
are absolutely real.
The
And then
purples.
when he pulls them up, when he pulls the gun up, and he goes click, that there was a tingy metal sound to it that if you've ever used one of those, you know that sound, and that was absolutely a real gun, real ammunition, and he
Hmm.
had his finger on the fucking trigger, pointing that shit into somebody's stomach. And I'm sure Alec Baldwin would love to tell him all about why you don't do that,
There
but
was an incident on this movie.
I'm I guarantee it.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know?
Was it that one right
No,
fucking there?
no. When the one guy he goes to shoot the little girl.
Uh,
Okay, so there's a far off shot with the blank that shoots her side for
uh,
the squib to go off, but then he
mhm,
goes up, and it's like a self-contained shot
mhm,
to shoot one more time, and apparently, and this is on like IDBM or whatever, um, when they did the shoot there, he was shooting at like just something on the ground,
uh.
and and when he did, the fucking bullet ricocheted and hit the cameraman.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Yeah, this is the reason we have those practices
right.
in place now.
Fucking, this is why you
Um,
don't call up a bunch of fucking your friends to come out there and bring you guns and shit.
yeah,
Fucking, like, my God, if that's the only incident that happened, you know,
that's true. That's not bad if
yeah,
that's the only one.
if that's the
Um,
only one, because some of them were just like, all right, we got a case of blanks, and you know, like those actors are sitting there and they're just shooting blanks at them, and it's
yeah.
like, crossing our fingers, no one has a live round in the fucking chamber.
Yeah, I mean if you put me in a place with guns and blanks, yeah, obviously not now, but like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have been fucking shooting that shit off just like
Yeah.
them idiots. Like they're blanks. Who
Well,
cares?
who cares? They can't hurt anybody and
Yeah.
shit. Fucking
Which blanks can still kill you. So you
yeah.
have to be careful. There's no projectile, but
Rest
if
in
you
peace, Brandon Lee, for that.
yeah, but if you put it close enough, like a blank, if you put it to your temple and pull the
Oh
trigger, the
yeah, that's gonna.
pressure will still blow your brains out.
Yeah,
So you still have to be careful with those fucking things too.
right.
But
But
yeah.
uh, let's. I'm steering. I'm steering
Okay.
and stuff. We're info dumping on guns. Look, I
Maybe
mean,
we'll get
unless you
some
want to
Trump
keep talking about
supporters.
guns, okay.
Maybe a Trump supporter will watch our videos. Um,
Uh, but we burn a barn. Guess
yeah,
what? Somebody needed a barn burned down, and they were like, "Can we film it?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can film it. Fucking, it's gonna be
yeah,
pretty cool."
yeah. The that started to happen, and I was like, ah, yes, the '80s where you just actually burn
Yeah,
down the
just
fucking
burn some
barn,
fucking
zero CGI. Like, hey man, can we burn down your barn? We'll give you $500.
right,
Yeah, fuck it. It's 2 miles out into the field. We don't use it. Go ahead.
right,
And they just set the shit inside on fire and let it burn.
right. That's good because like if this was a high production company, they would have been like, well, you're going to do a control burn. You're going to set little fires here and little fires there to make like think like it's on fire. And then we're going to go in and we're going to remove some of the fuel so it doesn't burn as much. And then no, they're just like, no, we're gonna pour gasoline in this motherfucker and we're gonna set it on fire. We
That's
already
actually
saw.
what I thought that they were doing initially. Because when you see that one side of the barn, you see just the corner burning.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, they burned like that little area. What I thought they did was burn something inside the barn in the corner and
Hmm.
then put it. I thought that that was going to be it. I thought that they were going to like give you the idea that the barn was burning and then put it out and then be like the barn burned down, like,
That
facing somewhere
that little
else and being
corner
like,
probably was
but
burned because that's probably where like old hay was like
yeah, I mean, you could
stored or
definitely tell that there was shit being burned inside the barn that
yeah.
caught the barn on fire.
Right.
But initially, I thought that just that little corner was going to be burned. They're going to put it out, and they were going to just say barn is burned down.
Right.
But then they lit that fucking barn on fire. But even then, you can still see that it was the inside of the barn was on fire, and it was burning the outside of the barn. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a full burn. They lit all those hay bales on fire and then it burned the rest of the barn down.
Right. Like I guarantee that police department, and that
Yeah.
was probably their local police department. Hey, you want to be in a movie?
Yeah.
It's a zombie movie, and it's like, yeah, it's Pennsylvania. I know it was filmed in
What kind of
Pennsylvania.
monster? Godzilla or Frankenstein?
Zombies, zombies.
Well, that's
Fucking.
what the lady said. That's
Oh,
what the
that's
lady in
right.
the
When he
in
calls
the police station.
911.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's
um,
some kind of monsters like Godzilla or Frankenstein. What kind of fucking question is that, lady?
right. But I think also like first of all, you're never gonna like know the entire cast name. Like there are like literally 50 people in this movie, you know. But think about like when you always watch these low budget movies and like you hear like stories where it's like, yeah, this movie took like 2 years to film because he would basically go off in on the weekend and film a little bit and then have some friends like, oh yeah, I'm off work tomorrow if you want to go film. And that's how you hide that. You just keep adding new people in there because you notice how like some of the victims that turned into zombies, he didn't have them very much, and
Mhm.
then like it's like, well, they didn't die. Where the fuck are they? And then like sometimes they would appear, and then you just keep changing in and out with like brand new fuckers
For
and
sure.
shit.
That's how Jordan made his movie. He just
Yeah,
kept taking people for the weekend up there and whenever they could get together.
right,
It's a genius idea, and it's what it does do is it shows dedication to making your movie
right.
because it takes far longer and you have to, especially like in this particular case, you take whoever is there, but like with Jordan, you take the same five people when they have time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
That's
scheduling.
time. Yeah,
That's a
that's schedule.
scheduling nightmare.
It's
Like
like,
being like, hey man, what do you got going? Hey, all right, can we all get up there for like a
mm-hmm.
couple hours? That's impressive. I mean, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
to
Where
be
this
able to do
guy,
that, even with this movie, to be able to do that,
yeah,
to have the will and the want to be like, no, I'm making this fucking movie. Can you
mm-hmm.
come this weekend? All right, cool. Can you come? All right, I'll see you next weekend. Like it, whether you're rotating the people or it's the same people, it's dedication to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
that's
only so and so can make it this week. Okay, cool. I already got
we'll
new
find a way to,
victims.
yeah,
I
we'll
already got new
find a way to shoot
victims,
around that.
and so and so's come in, and I got two people to be zombies. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. You know,
Hmm.
oh well, all of them can. Okay, cool. I got to shoot all of that stuff from the beginning, like and like just like storyboard planning of basically like this is who you got. Cool. I need you guys to sit down in the basement and just do all your scenes, and then you're gonna come out and we're gonna be down there, and then you're gonna get shot. Okay, cool. You know,
You're gonna
because like
survive the entire
yeah,
movie,
you
and then
never
you're gonna be
see
shot.
like similar people all around. I mean, like, okay, the girl who was bit on the neck that
Hmm.
they had in the cabin that they boarded up, they thought they were
Hmm.
safe, and then the zombies broke through. who turned into a zombie. You don't see her again, I think, until they're in that farmhouse where the guy and the lady was like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go feed the horses," and
Hmm.
he's like, "No, I'm gonna go do it."
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had a picnic table in their house,
Yeah.
fucking like as like a
I mean, is it
fucking
really that dumb of an idea?
no. It's
It's
actually a pretty
kind
good
of,
idea. I was
yeah,
like,
it's
"There's a
actually
nice
a pretty good
picnic
idea.
table." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like
I
just
mean,
have
if
a
it's a nice, well-made picnic table, then it's not that
yeah.
bad of an idea. Um, yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that there was like comings and goings with the people. Um, even like once the outbreak starts, once Night of the Living Dead like comes
Happens.
into this, yeah. Um, they disappear, like they split, and you don't see them together a lot again.
Right.
So it's like, hey, I only need you together for this one day. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna shoot this scene, and then you two can come, and then you two can come, and if you two can come
Yeah.
that day, that'd be good. Like you could definitely see that they were working around who they had and what they had.
Yeah.
The movie is not bad. The movie's better. Uh, I'm gonna definitely say I'll I'll go as high as a C plus. Now that we've been talking
Okay.
about it and I have a chance to reanalyze it, it's
But
definitely not a C minus, C plus.
but do you like when I say like video store feel to it? Like, where it's
Oh,
like
for sure.
you get that. Okay, cool.
It feels like your basement 10 years ago,
Right.
like ripping bongs and fucking eating cheeseburgers and watching movies. Like
Right.
that's what it feels like. Like that's it feel it and I like that. And I like that idea.
No.
But it's just like we were just talking about how oversaturated we are with zombies and like goddamn another zombie movie, and then
Right.
we
I mean,
chose a now is this like the better spectrum of zombie movies where it's fun and it has that like Saturday night with your friends kind of thing?
yeah.
Yes, but it's still a zombie movie. I'm still over them.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it. When I turned it on, I was like, Jerry, you son of a bitch. And then, 20 minutes in after we get through like the tractor pool bullshit,
Right.
um, then I was like, all right, I get what's going on. I see where this is going. Like it feels like Night of the Living Dead. It
Yeah.
feels like the
It's
Night of the Living Dead.
yeah, where it feels like a genuine like more than like Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead's good. Like not the remake, the original,
Right.
Um that with the blue faces and stuff, it just never felt like those are the same zombies from Night of Living Dead. But this actually feels like, oh yeah, you can make a simple zombie, look. You don't need
Yeah,
like
it
tons of
definitely
makeup and whatnot on them.
It definitely, it's funny because I'm sure that the guy that was in Night of the Living Dead was like, yeah, we just painted our faces gray and put a little bit of black under our eyes. And then that's how we were zombies.
Right.
And then they did it and they were like, oh shit, it don't look the same when it's in color. Like, that you could tell that it was the exact same makeup. Like he
Yeah.
remembered how they made the makeup and he was like, do this to me.
Right.
And then they were like, oh shit, it's in color. This doesn't grayscale very well against all these other colors.
Mm-hmm.
So that part looked a little like janky, looked a little silly, but I still know what they were going for. I still know what the look came from. So it was forgiving, but yeah, it's definitely like, oh, you're a zombie because your face is gray. Like that's it. Your hands are
Yeah.
still white. Oh, okay, cool. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. And like the practical, like we said, it's just whoever was doing these things they studied. They knew how to get the look that they were trying to get with practical effects, like on a dime budget. Like when he rips the heart out of the girl,
right. That
that
was
looks like a
great.
butcher shop heart. That
It
had
really
to have been.
did. I made that comment. I was like, that might be a real heart.
Right.
from something. I was like, that has ventricles on it. Like that's a real goddamn heart. And she's like,
Right.
deer hearts are that big. And I was like, are they? I don't know. But that came from something for sure. Like,
Yeah, it was probably a pig, if anything.
yeah.
Um, Now, and even like, okay, so the barn is burned down. We have like sheriff, cop going looking around, just making sure that all the zombies are like burnt.
Yeah.
And he starts seeing like some of the dead zombie bodies, and whoever's doing that makeup too on those prosthetic
Hmm.
um corpses, those looked really good. You know,
Yeah.
it looked really, really good. I would have charred them a little bit more, but it worked, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it worked well. And I don't know who I didn't take note to the effects because, like I said, when I started, I was like, God damn it. But then as I got into it, by the time he was done, I was like, all right, those were some really good special effects. I should have taken
Hmm.
note of who the special effects coordinator or director was, but or the special effects special effects artist is.
Right.
Um, but he did a good job. And I would imagine that if anybody in Hollywood saw this, he could have a decent career doing
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
for like what I'm sure is a shoestring budget and not a ton of like backing or like supplies and stuff like he it was impressive what he was
Yes.
able to pull off.
Like
But
the
yeah.
movie feels like somebody was made by somebody who like read Fangoria and liked
Mhm.
watching horror movies and had a camera and just kept on being like, I want to make Night of the Living Dead. I want to make I want to make the greatest horror movie ever, and found backing and like probably like most of the actors out there were his friends, you know,
Right, for
and
sure.
he got like Claudia down at the strip club to, like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay you
go
fifty
full
dollars
frontal.
extra. Go full frontal and you know, and then he's got like four other of his other friends, like, you want to make 50 extra dollars? Fucking
Yeah,
like a lot. He was paying up to wazoo for,
yeah,
like, it's been
yeah.
10 seconds. We need more boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot. I was like, really? Like it's funny because some movies you're like, oh, where's the boobs? Because they're so bad that that that's what keeps the entertainment.
Right.
And that's what I thought about this one. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing the boob thing to keep me entertained, to keep me watching. And then by the end of it, I was like, I don't really think that it was necessary. I think it was almost like a fear that like the guy was like, well, we're just going to shove boobs in it to make sure that
Right.
people
That's what
watch
you
it.
do.
And
That's,
then, but
you
it
know,
didn't, it wasn't necessary. Some movies, it's absolutely necessary. Um, this one, it was appreciated, but it wasn't
right.
necessary.
Like,
Um,
especially, when you see like Pennsylvania, all the leaves are down and stuff. It's like, it's probably cold as shit.
Holy
Fuck.
shit.
But,
Oh, excuse me.
what do you call it? Yeah. It feels like that's what I need to do for my movie because of the 80s. And that's what you do in horror
The
movies. That's what
60s.
huh?
Because of the 60s, 1969 or
No,
whatever.
this was filmed in 88. So,
And no, I know, but
oh,
what was the original filming?
68.
1969, 68. Yeah, that's what this one was doing.
Yeah.
Was in 1968. So
Well, there was a butt in 1968, but there was no boobs.
there absolutely was a butt, and she had boobs on the front of her body. We just didn't see them. Everybody else on the set did.
Okay.
Which what? That's annoying. Yeah, she's nude. Like she's very clearly nude. Everybody else got to see full frontal. The camera didn't. We got
All right.
screwed out of boobs and bush. Um, Anyways, not the point of this review.
No, not the
Uh,
point at all. And I was about to
yeah,
say, Jacob, you tired. You tired.
yeah, I'm
Sweepy,
fucking tired.
sweepy, Jacob. It's
Yeah, I'm
time. All
sleepy.
right,
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
sleepy.
case, because Jacob
Uh,
is sweepy. Jacob,
yeah,
you gonna go to the theater and see it?
is that the first one that we do?
I don't know the
I
order.
thought it was
Like,
cult
I just
classic.
go in and my brain like goes, you know them. Just grab for one of them.
Okay, they're
Jacob,
just
would you go
floating
to?
around in your
Yeah,
head, and you
they're just
just
floating
snatch one of them.
around. They're like little
Gotcha.
fish, and I'm trying to grab them.
Would I see this in theaters? I think that I would like again that basement feel like if there was like three or four of us that wanted to go to the movies and this was playing. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that this would be a fun one to go see.
Hmm.
Especially now seeing it. I wouldn't have taken the chance on it, but I would
That's a good
now.
point. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna go no, because I kind of like it on the television. I like it like that. Solitary basement video rental fee, which gets me into my second point. Jacob, would you own a physical copy of this movie?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
really want a physical copy of this movie. I think it would be really good. Um, like I said, I didn't hate it, and I kind of liked it a lot. So I kind of really want this on a physical copy. So,
I think that's fair.
Jacob, is this a cult classic?
I think I don't yes, but I also don't even think it's popular enough to be a cult classic. So it's like, if it was, then yes. And is
Right,
it to me? Yes. But it doesn't even have the viewership to say yes,
right.
but also
Like,
yes.
I think I like I agree with that statement. Like, I want to say it's a cult classic, but
Mhm.
I've never like
Never heard
special
anybody say this.
interest group out there of just, oh man,
All
flesh
the horror
eaters.
groups that I've been in over the last 15 years, nobody's brought this movie up.
Right. So it's like, oh
Not
man,
once.
did we find like some like hidden diamond, here? Or,
I mean, I'm sure that the people that have seen it will sound off and let us know, like,
right.
yo, dude, I saw that. But maybe the movie was made in 1988 and it was released like 10 minute ago,
Maybe
because
that might
I
be
think
a
we might be the only two people who've ever seen this movie.
I think so. Uh, yeah, that I think all right, remake if they ever remade this. I mean,
Nah, nah, I think that this is as special as it is because it is exactly how it is when it was.
yeah.
And
It's
I
it's the
think,
equivalent of trying to remake Cannibal Holocaust. It's
yeah,
just
it's
like,
just, yeah,
why
it
would
only
anybody
works.
ever fucking do that?
Yeah, it only works because of its age and how it was done and everything. You can't duplicate it, so leave it
Right.
alone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy idea. So. All right,
Yeah.
well, that was Flesh Eaters.
Yeah.